good morning. Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here. I am Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to be looking at your energy today via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy day. I hope you're well. We are just coming off of a new moon in Scorpio. These messages are always timeless whenever you find them. Use your discernment always. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But when I am recording, we are just coming off of a new moon, still feeling the repercussions, the energy of that new moon. It's a really good time to set intentions, to kind of really look at your life, look at the things that you would like to see changes and adjustments, and make decisions accordingly. Things that honor you, things that are actually in alignment with what you desire. That's what Scorpio season is all about. And sometimes that's easier said than done, right? We've been dealing with a lot of change. There's been a lot going on astrologically. We have 4 planets in retrograde right now, which is forcing us to slow down, to look at those more finer details, the things that need our attention, that are very pivotal to that change, to that growth and evolution. So we'll start with an energy cleansing, a little blessing for you, for me, for the reading, set the tone, set the vibe. It's also a really good time to set your own intention. Any messages you would like from spirit or questions you would like answered. It's definitely a great way to personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings as well. Tarot, astrology, mediumship, if you're interested, or if you want a rebalancing, energy healing, and holistic wellness consultation. That mind, body, soul action that we need in order to make better choices, better decisions for our life. So hit me up if you're interested. All that info is in the description box below. Let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, anger, pain, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. Okay, let's get into it. So, lots of support lately in the astrology. It's been easing our path forward a little bit more, and you should feel less tension, a little more relief in your day-to-day. Even though it's not necessarily saying it's removing the tension or problems are being resolved at present, you have a better handle on it. You're coming through a little bit more stronger, put together. Yes, there's still a lot of emotions in the air around things. We are in Scorpio season and the veil is quite thin, meaning that we can easily tap into those places of intuitive knowing, connecting with the spirit world, if that's your vibe, passed over loved ones, ancestors, angels, spirit guides, etc. And that in and of itself can be a little bit off-putting, or it can bring up a lot, because there's this level of authenticity that your soul is calling out for, and being able to hear that and then reflect on what's going on in present time in your life, it's a lot. It's a big pill to swallow, especially because we've been seeing people, situations show up in a way that really sheds light on their true colors, on their true intentions. And it doesn't feel great. Venus is a little like meh over all this, right? She's kind of in that space where wishing that things were different, wishing that things could be nice, that things could work in a harmonious way. But at the same time, because of what is happening, because of how things are manifesting, because it's giving you new clarity and insight, it's also bringing up a lot of your own innate power in this alchemist. This reminds me a lot of the magician in the tarot, where you're really working with what you see, with what you understand in a powerful way to your advantage, using the wisdom present. Yeah, it doesn't feel great because the sun is square to the fortune point today. So there's resistance around wishing that like it would work out how you wanted it to. Mars is also tensely aspected to Pluto. And so there's this innate desire within us to just kind of bulldoze ahead, push forward with our own agenda, and not taking that step back and kind of seeing those situations, those people dynamics from a different perspective. And it can be a little bit of a egotistical energy, strong-headed, stubborn is what I'm hearing. So making sure you're not falling into that. Like, I'm hearing be a little bit flexible in your decision making. Sometimes things are not as they seem. Sometimes we need a little more patience for things to unfold, to see it a little bit more clearly. This hypnosis has been coming through a lot, and I'm hearing it's places that we can get too wrapped into what someone or something is buying and trying to sell us, right? Trying to kind of get us to buy into, which is not really the reality that's going on. You have a strong level of awareness walking into today. Yes, there might be things that you don't like, but with Mercury harmoniously aspected to Pluto, it gives you the opportunity to be a little bit more decided in the changes that you want to make, a little more inventive, looking outside of your normal realm of solutions. We've also been getting this winter energy a lot, and it's basically talking about how there isn't a lot of movement. It's kind of at a snail's pace. Again, those 4 planets in retrograde really bring up that energy. And it's more of a time to plan and strategize with this Knight of Swords. He's really good at making plans of action. So when that, the stagnancy lifts, when there's actually more forward movement, you have a better grasp on how you want to move forward. King of Swords. So definitely some people coming up in your environment. I feel like this is some of the emotional that you're dealing with, maybe feeling a little triggered around people and decisions that they have made, 100% with that Tower coming off. Because again, confirming you are seeing people and situations clearly for what they are and the choices that they've made, right? The choices that they are making and the choices that they have made. And more clarity is coming through on this. That also is part of that confirmation of the veil being thin. It's easier to see people's situations for what they are. And it is a little off-putting, but again, I feel a sense of peace and calm, strength from your energy today, where, yeah, you know things are moving forward. You know things are moving forward, and you're focusing more on this movement than anything else. You're focusing more on what is coming in for you, the future that you're building, that you're growing, that you're cultivating, and not as much of these Tower moments where people come in to try to throw you off. Or, you know, with that King of Swords, I'm hearing there might be some backstabbing energy that you're dealing with. Someone or a group of people that are kind of like maybe not collaborating against you, but definitely talking about you, definitely dragging your name through the mud, so to speak, not giving the attention, the necessary attention to the relationship, a necessary conversation, and instead kind of trying to rope you into the drama and to the chaos. And I feel like you've seen enough of this where you'd rather be peaceful, you'd rather be in your own tranquil environment than dealing with drama that feels really immature, that feels really low vibey, right? That Mars resistant to Pluto, Mars resistant to the change, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like this energy where people, when they're not getting what they want, when they're not getting their way, they'll try these more extreme measures to get your attention. And you'd rather have your peace, you'd rather have your solace. That's more important to you right now. Waiting, intentionally plugging away at goals that you've set for yourself, choices that you want to make, refining. But here's the thing, there's the reason that some of this past energy, or even if you are kind of dealing with things you're walking away from, but they're still messy, it's still resurfacing. It's still trying to come back in. It's still trying to have a place in your life. And that's where Black Moon Lilith is tensely aspected to Chiron. So it's like these dangling of the carrots, right? Well, let me see if I can do this to get their attention or that, etc. And it makes the healing really hard. It makes walking away, it makes making new plans challenging. And Spirit's really wanting this to be illuminated in your life, making sure that you're honoring yourself enough to be aware, right? To really look at someone's actions and behavior, not just what they say, but what they're doing or how they're doing it. This sweetness, so to speak, cinnamon, it's very nourishing. It's warming, it's sweetening in Ayurveda. It's an herb that actually enlivens kapha. Kapha is that principle of cohesion and building and growth and structure. And as much as you can see this stuff very clearly, there might be a little bit of sterility in your approach. Maybe you're being too practical, too analytical. Maybe you're not having enough fun, or that's kind of where you might get sucked back into the drama, because especially if you're spending more time alone, not really doing a lot of social things, etc., it's easy for you to get back into this space, especially when you're meditating, reflecting. Be really careful about this energy, because it definitely has those illusionary components to it. And this goes back to that Neptune in Pisces in retrograde, where it's like if we let our mind get the best of us, it can take us down that K-hole. It can take you into that space where it's like questioning yourself, questioning why you did what you did, or why you're choosing what you're choosing, because there is some offer, there is some offer around someone or something wanting to work something out. And I don't know, I think that you've been through a lot, so it feels a little like you're hesitant about this. Let's dive in. Yeah, because there's a part of you that is claiming your independence right now, your autonomy, not being beholden to someone or something else, not good, bad, right, or wrong, but you've been dealing with a lot, or a very challenging individual, this Knight of Wands energy. This Knight of Wands energy, I'm hearing who will not let you pass. I feel like this is old energy. And again, this trying to rope you back in, trying to, whatever option they can think of with this Seven of Cups. It's like whatever route they can think of, however they can get back to you. And a lot of it is just very immature. A lot of it is very juvenile. They can't see clearly because they're so hurt, they're so heartbroken, they're blaming you for a lot of things. And this goes back to you questioning yourself, especially if you're still interacting, engaging with this person. I feel like it puts you back into this vibe of like questioning, again, those decisions that you've made. And they might even be saying some things to you, repeating this narrative in a new way that is part of this wounding for you, that is part of this emotional triggering, something that you buy into, something that you believe, that you're trying to heal about yourself. But that's kind of where this cinnamon is so important for you today, really diving into some sweeter things in your life, right? The things that just like make you smile, that make you happy, that make you feel good. It doesn't have to be this laundry list of things to do, to accomplish. I feel like that's actually a little counterintuitive today, especially because we have a lot of retrograde. I feel like there's an energy of just taking it slow. Get done what you need to get done, but don't try to like overly accomplish. Leave some time, leave some space for yourself, to enjoy life and really kind of envision how this is all going to work out for you. Not specifically this situation with the Knight of Wands, because I feel like your agendas are very different. They're very conflicting. They want one thing, you want another, and it does feel like there's an impasse, like there's not a way to move forward. And that's where, again, Spirit doesn't really want you to get sucked back into this energy right now. It's really important to maintain your boundaries, but not being so rigid that it makes you question yourself, or, you're operating from this space where you're feeling frustrated, angry, etc. Because it's just mirroring what this Knight of Wands is giving to you right now. And there's more, it's about investing in the things that you love, investing in the things that you're passionate about, investing in the people that feel supportive, that are actually offering you something, that are actually like willing to work with you. It might not be, the end all be all. It might not be your end point, but there does feel like there's enough to make you excited, to get you excited about what's coming in for you. And we've been seeing this all week. Again, because there is resistance in the astrology around changes happening. And if someone doesn't like it, well, they're going to do what they're going to do in order to keep it the way that they want it to be. And unfortunately, none of us are powerful to stop change. It's the one constant in life. And so you have to tune some of that stuff out. This reminds me of that Hermit energy in the tarot, right? Where it's like being able to go within, to be content within yourself, to listen to your own internal light, being aware of all facets, the good, the bad, the ugly, so that you are tapping into this powerful magician energy, cultivating, creating what you want. And not being beholden to the past or what someone else wants you to do. Being humble in the process, right? So King of Swords can be a little bit arrogant and a little, of a know-it-all. So making sure that you're not becoming overly... It's really just making the decisions from a place of peace. Feeling into it, feeling into what is best for you. And that's the one thing with the astrology right now that we have an overabundance of, is that water energy, i.e. being able to tap into our intuition, those subtler layers of feeling that are really telling us, that are communicating to us exactly what we need to do. That we're not getting, again, sucked back into lies, because that's what that Neptune and Pisces can definitely bring up, is illusion, lies, people trying to hide. And it's really our responsibility right now to be able to sift through that, to see people's true colors, as I was saying in the very beginning. Even though it does come at a price. It's not only, you know, a beat down to our ego, but it also puts us in that space of wanting to be justified in bad behavior. But you're going to feel a lot more strength of resolve, a lot more confidence in your decisions, coming from that place of humility, of peace, peaceful knowing, and just letting it be what it is. I feel like Knight of Wands doesn't really want a lot of change. They're not looking to change. They haven't really learned, understood. And so you having that wisdom, seeing where they're at and meeting that accordingly is going to be where you find that power. So I hope that this reading helped. Thank you so much for listening in, especially if you've made it this far in the video. I hope it resonated. Definitely drop comments below if it did. I love to hear, or I love to just connect with you and share in a little love and blessings. Thank you so much for all you bring to the channel. I am sending those love and blessings your way.